Ready, girl?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Okay, yeah. I'm like, oh, we're not done yet? Just kidding.
We're just getting started, girl.
No. Okay. Let's do it.
Karina, welcome to Latinas Power Talk.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Kind of nervous, but I'm here. Let's get it.
It's all good. You're used to podcasts. You used to have a podcast yourself,
Yes.
girl. So this is all normal to you. You're a pro. But thank you for being on the podcast. I saw your Instagram and I had seen it before because shout out to my friend Adriana. She had sent me your Instagram before I even started the podcast. And I was like, wow. I love that you're a content creator. You're a boy mom. You're a wife. And you label it the Momventures.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
So I started like the Momventures during COVID time. I think that's when everybody was like being creative and
Putting their life out there.
Everybody was like, I guess, bored at home. And I'm not being like insensitive. I know there was like a lot of like serious things that were happening. A lot of people lost like their lives and stuff. But I feel like 2020 was like so many like adventures for people, right? And like I think for me, I was like, okay, like, you know, we're stuck at home. Why not like let me record the kids? And I started making like little like TikToks of them. And I had my regular, like my personal Instagram. And then I kind of wanted to get into like the influencer world. So I'm like, what's a good name? Like, you know, and I'm just like, okay, like venture. Like I'm a mom and like there's ventures that come with it. So that's how I kind of came up with Momventures because mom life is literally full of ventures. So.
Girl, you should trademark that.
I know.
Actually, after this, go and trademark it.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually do. I do have it like copyrighted in Arizona, and I do have like a website for it and stuff. I just haven't really done a lot more with it, but I do have it.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I'll tell you when it gets released so you can trademark it before that.
Yes.
But I think one thing, I am not a mom. And I am just in awe in the women who become mothers and don't, this is going to sound kind of, I mean it in the most like respectful way ever, but don't lose themselves in just being a mom. And I think personally, if I'm being real, that's the one thing that scares me most about like becoming a mom one day is that I don't want to just be known as a mom. Like I feel like as a woman, we have so many dreams, so many goals. And sometimes I've seen through other people that they just kind of lose sight of that once they have their babies. And obviously I'm just talking right now. I don't have experience with it at all. But I think when I saw your page, I loved that it was so inspiring that you're still doing your thing and you're a mom on the side. Like being a mom is not your only title that you have. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, was it hard after you had your babies? Your oldest is 12 and then you have a 9-year-old. Was it hard to kind of like go through a process of like having to refine yourself and like who you are now after babies?
Yeah. So dang, we're like diving deep right away.
Yes.
So to be completely transparent, like with my first son, everything, I was like on cloud 9. Like I was like the extra mom that had my kid like outfit. Like I enjoyed everything about.
Did you always want to be a mom?
Yes. I've actually always wanted to be a boy mom. So I feel like I manifested it. Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. But when I got pregnant, I was like super excited and I had like all his outfits. Like I was just that extra mom. Like I was even buying my kid like, oh, so bad, shamefully, but I was even buying my kid Gucci. He had like little loafers. Like I was so happy like to be a mom. And I feel like that era of my life, like when I first became a mom, just kind of came naturally. Thankfully, like I was kind of like, okay, like I got this. And obviously that came with like the support of my husband. Like he's such a great dad. Like I remember he would wake up at night, like we would just like switch off and like I was able to like enjoy motherhood and just fast forward like so him and my other son are 2 years and 4 months apart. So my second pregnancy was a completely different story. So I hit depression like really bad. So like
while you were pregnant?
Yes. Okay. And it was already like I was already like maybe like 7 months pregnant with him. And I don't know if it just, and honestly, I can't even like tell you what got me into depression because that part of my life was such a blur. And like, it like hurts my heart even when I talk about, I mean, I'm healing, I'm growing, but before, like if we would have talked like last year, I'd probably be bawling about that right now because that pregnancy with my second son was such a blur to me. And it's not like, it wasn't like on purpose. It was just like, I just went through like this weird depression that like, I just felt so like disconnected from everyone. And I just like, now I try to like make that up because I feel like I wasn't as intentional as my first son. And like, even though I know like I mean, my husband like reassures me and everything, but like for me, I don't feel like I was as intentional as like my first son. And it was really like the depression that really took over me. And it sucks because, you know, it was on and off. Like, obviously, I was still a mom. I still had to get my life together, but I gained so much weight after that too. Like, I was even heavier than what I was pregnant. And I started to like lose myself. Like, after that pregnancy, it just like went on. Like, and that's funny you say that you don't want to lose yourself, because obviously right now you tell yourself like, yeah, I don't want to lose myself. But the mind is such a powerful thing that, like, in your right state of mind, I'm like, oh, I would never be that mom. And I never thought I was going to be that mom. And I completely like let myself go. Like,
but let's talk about like how mental health really takes a toll, because like we can have that in our mind of like going into it of like, oh, that's not going to be me, but I'm not going to let it happen. But then mental health just comes knocking on your door, and it like everything that you had planned just washes away.
Exactly.
And it's almost like I've never had depression, but I've had anxiety ever since I was 6 years old. And there's something about when you're in that dark moment that you feel like you cannot get out of it for some reason. Right. You know, it's hard to like, I don't know, pull yourself out of that hole, but thankfully, like you just got to do it, because no one's going to come and save you. You know, like we were talking about it before the podcast started, you know, and I think it's easier said than done for sure. And a lot of people are like, oh, just get over it or whatever. People who haven't experienced like mental health issues, but it's like, it's a deeper problem that sometimes like you literally don't know how you're going to like get to the next day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I know before the podcast started, we were talking about how you had to pull yourself out of that hole. What was like that moment that made you realize you didn't want to like continue?
So I think it took a lot of praying. I'm like very religious on that part, and I prayed so much, and I just think because I spent so many days laying in bed, like that there was days like all I did was survive. You know, obviously I fed my kids and stuff, but I was just not the mom that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like, not, and there'll be days.
So how long did your depression last? Because it started when you were pregnant, right?
Yeah. So it honestly went on for like on and off like 6 years. It was a long time. Yeah. And it was like fine where I'd be like, you know, good solid 3 to 5 months. And I'm like, you know, doing the mom life, taking the kids to the park, the library, stuff like that. But then like just these like blues would just take over me. And I'm just like, I was just sad. I would cry all the time. And like, I was also very unhappy with myself physically. I was just so overweight. I think I was weighing like 255 pounds at the time. And I was just really, really overweight. And the thing is that like, shout out to like my husband, and I honestly like say this, and all my friends and family would obviously like vouch for me on that like he never stopped loving me. Like he did it. And I am very grateful for that part of my life, because like I didn't love myself like at all. And I'm just so grateful that I had a partner that was loving me and thought I was beautiful and sexy, even when I know I wasn't. Like, now I look back at my pictures and I'm just like, oh my God, like, how did you think I was cute, you know? But like, there was like a point, it was probably like 3 years ago that I finally was like, I can't continue like this. It was like a roller coaster of like emotions that like, I was fine. And then I actually think it started with my husband one time. We got into like an argument, and he was like, I swear, like, I don't know what's going on, or I don't know, like, maybe, like, you're going through, like, a bipolar or something. And I was so offended. Like, I was like, did he just call me, like, bipolar? And I remember I went in the restroom and I cried. Like, I was crying because I was so hurt that he said that to me. But it was that moment that was kind of like a wake-up call, because I was kind of like, what am I doing? Like, I am acting very, like, just irrational or angry out of nowhere. Like, I had these like major like mood swings, and I literally was like, okay, like I need to get help. Like I can't continue to try to do it myself, because clearly it's not working. It's been years of like this roller coaster. But then also like, I just saw my kids growing like before my eyes. And like, when I think of their childhood, it's such a blur, because I just feel like I wasn't mentally present there. So like, it just took that little argument for me to be like, I need to get help. Like, I need to do it.
So I have a few questions.
Yeah.
One, I've always heard you can't show love if you don't know how to love yourself. how did depression affect your marriage at that point? Because thankfully, like you said, your husband loved you through the ups and downs of everything. But you, like, how do you remember that point of your life? Like, did it impact your marriage being in that dark space and not fully giving everything of yourself to your partner?
Yeah. So we were in a really bad place with our marriage as well. But I realized it's because I was causing like my own misery that I was just so unhappy. Like he was like showing me love or kept like reassuring me, but like I was just so angry. And so I started to like project my own insecurities onto him. So like our marriage was struggling like really bad. Like just like there was like just no connection. And I think he also got tired of like reassuring me. So it's like I'm sure like anyone can relate. Like you're telling somebody every single day like you're a good mom or like you look pretty, and like that person's like no, like very like
exhausting.
negative. Yeah, it gets exhausting. So we were really in a bad place with our marriage as well. So like everything, just that whole part of my life was just so bad, and I really feel like I just like depression really took over me. Like it really took over like the memories. Like I can't even like think like certain like there's little moments that like I'm like, oh, like that happened. And like my husband's like, yeah. Or like I'll look through my phone. Cause again, like I started like this influencer thing, and like that's literally like my virtual diary. But there's sometimes that I'll literally scroll like years and I'm like, oh my God, like I forgot we went here or I forgot we did this. And then like when I dig deeper, I realized like, oh, like that's why, because I wasn't feeling good. Like there was a picture, like we went to Disneyland and I literally forgot. I kept thinking like we took my youngest to Disneyland when he was like 2. And my husband's like, no, like we went when he was a baby. And I look at the picture of myself and I'm just like, oh, that's why. Like I was so unhappy with myself. So like I mentally was like checked out.
Do you mind sharing? Well, I have a question first.
Yeah.
Do you think your pregnancy led to your depression?
Yes and no. So I have a long medical like history that I literally will probably take the whole podcast but just to kind of be brief, like when I was younger, I had a blood disorder. So there was like even a point where like my parents thought I was gonna die. Like they even said like, cause I had so many, so much bleeding of the brain, so that they even like had counselors come and talk to my parents while I was out and said like, hey, just so you know, when Karina wakes up, like she's not gonna be herself. She's gonna be like a vegetable. You're gonna have to like teach her how to speak again, how to write, like her colors. Like, so that happened when I was like 14. It was like 8th grade.
When you were 14, this happened?
Yeah. And it
you
was
just
like,
fainted and it
so it was
happened,
like a blood disorder. It started with like bruises on my legs. So it's called ITP. I can't even say it, but it's basically low platelets. So whatever the cells that clot your blood, they were low. So it started with like bruising, and then me having like severe nosebleeds. And there was like nights I would be bleeding out for hours and I wouldn't wake up my parents because I'm like, oh, it's just like a runny nose. And I also played softball growing up, so I always thought it was from being in the sun, like typical Hispanics, like, oh, like it's estamos en el sol. Yeah. So like I would never wake him up until I started really feeling like weak. And then I remember my dad woke up one day for work and he saw like the bathroom was full of like, the trash can was like full of just blood. And he's like, why didn't you wake me up? And I'm like, I don't know. It was like a nosebleed. So they took me to the hospital. But yeah, so they actually thought I had leukemia at the time because all the symptoms are the same. But thankfully I didn't. It was a blood disorder, but it was like very new. Nobody really knew what it was. Fast forward, once I was 17, I got like discharged. Like it is an autoimmune disease, but I can live with it. But with that, I have lupus, I have PCOS, and now I barely found out last year that I actually went through early menopause.
Oh, wow.
So now all that kind of makes sense because I think I was going through menopause right after I had my son. So it made sense. I was getting the hot flashes. I gained so much weight. I was so depressed. My hair like completely just fell off. And when I got that diagnosis, I felt really angry at the doctors. Like, no offense if you watch this, but I felt really angry because I'm just like, I felt like nobody listened to me. Mm-hmm. And because when I finally decided to go get help, after like I was like, okay, maybe I am bipolar, they started like testing me, like doing like a blood work. I even got like all these hormones checked, and that's when they said, oh, you have lupus. I'm like, okay. So then they said you have lupus, but then the symptoms like never got better. So then I would go again. I'm like, hey, like I'm still going through depression. Like I'm really in a dark place in my life. Like So they're like, okay, well, we're going to do more testing. So they just kept doing all this testing. Then they said I had PCOS, which people who do have lupus and PCOS, that is a side effect to get mood swings, to get hot flashes, the depression, anxiety, all that comes with it. But I always felt like there was more. Like, I'm like, there's no way.
Your intuition was telling you there was something else.
Yeah, for sure. And especially because it was like years. It was like back, like, and not just that, there was a point where I also tried working out so much and I was like doing keto, like no carbs, and I just wasn't losing the weight. Like, it was such a mess. But finally last year in January, I saw another doctor and they did different blood results. And he was like, how long have you had these symptoms? And I said, since 2017. And then I was like, my son was about to turn 1. That's the first time I saw you guys. And they're like, and nobody drew blood for this? It was like a certain amount of or a certain blood result. And I said, no. They're like, okay, well, we're going to check your hormones. So then they come back and then they're like, yeah, they're like, your body actually went through depression or through menopause. And I was like, what? Like I was actually only 33 at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went through menopause, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, no way. And they were like, yeah. They're like, well, have you had symptoms like leading up? And I said, yeah, like for 5 years, like, and nobody listened to me. And I remember I immediately like started crying. Like I was literally like crying because I just felt like, one, I finally got the answers, but two, I also felt so angry because right when they told me I had menopause, they try to slap all these medications on me. They're like, well, this is going to help with your anxiety. This is going to help with your depression. This is going to help with your weight gain, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, at that point, I was like, I don't need these pills. Like, I already went through all that at the cost of like my kid's childhood and my own depression. Like, I felt so angry that like nobody was listening to me. And I feel like I got robbed from so much of my kid's childhood because I was so depressed. And I wish somebody would have listened to my actual symptoms and like maybe offered those medications when I went 3-4 years ago, because then maybe I would have been in a different headspace. And it was always that answer, like, well, we're going to draw blood. And actually the main thing they would always tell me is, well, you need to lose weight. Like every time it was that I was going through depression because I needed to lose weight. I was losing hair because I needed to lose weight. I had like really bad like rosacea. They're like, you need to lose weight. Everything was, I needed to lose weight. And I'm like, okay, but so that was my response for years. So when I finally got the diagnosis last year from a different doctor, I felt so angry because I'm just like, I wanted to be like, screw your freaking medication. Like I already went through it through my, like at the cost of my own mental health. Like I don't need your shit anymore. You know, at that point, I learned to like retrain myself and I got myself out of depression. Like I started going to the gym. I started really getting into the Bible. And just like my surroundings of like my friends, like they were always very like uplifting, but I had to retrain myself to not have a victim mentality. And I really don't know how. I wish I could tell you like the golden rule and how to do it, but I really don't know. All I can tell you is the grace of God, and really just I trained myself to like not let like the enemy win. Like when I would wake up, if I knew I felt depressed or I knew I felt tired, to be like, no, like let's get shit done, Karina. Like let's go. And like that's just really how it was, just like day by day that I just like learned to retrain myself. But oh my gosh, sorry. I feel like I just like blah, blah, like I just feel like I unloaded so much, but I really feel like that's where my depression stemmed from. That I mean, I guess I was going through like menopause at the time, and
it's just so upsetting.
Helped.
Like it's so upsetting to hear that like the doctors weren't like doing their job.
Right.
Get to the problem, like figure it out. This is your job. I am trusting you to like, you know, give me results or take care of me. And the fact that they couldn't do that job is really upsetting and like speaks volumes of like how bad the healthcare system is here in the US, you know?
Right.
But I want to ask, have you forgiven yourself for not being present in your kids' lives?
I'm gonna get emotional. I have, just because I am very happy where I am today in my life. Like I feel like I am a good mom. I'm a hardworking mom. I feel like I have an identity now, and obviously like we'll get into that. Like that's how the Momventures like kind of started, and I feel like this was the goal for the Momventures all along, like to kind of give me like a purpose and like identity. But I do struggle sometimes, like, because, like, when I do go through my content and, like I mentioned before, like, scrolling at, like, those old videos that, like, I'm just like, oh my God, like, if I didn't have, like, these pictures or these videos, like, I wouldn't remember, like, my son being that little or, like, him saying certain words, like, or doing certain things or, like, his favorite songs or shows at the time. Like, that's such a blur to me. And I think, like, I'm still having a hard time, like, accepting that. I think I still feel angry because I'm just like, and I mean, I don't know and I will never know that if maybe the doctors did diagnose me before, like, if I would have been in a better place, but I feel like I would have because they probably would have put me, like, on a antidepressant or, like, something to regulate my hormones because I was so angry. I was so angry at the world. I was so angry at my husband. I was just so angry. Like, I was in such a, I really was in a really, really dark place. And, I do forgive myself, but it's also like I can't say that 100% fully because there's certain aspects that I'm like, ugh, like, I'm not going to get that time back. And all I could do now is, like, make up for it. And I think the only thing that I can really, like, find comfort in is that they were small and that they don't remember it maybe, you know? And I'm just, like, trying to make up for it now. And, like, doing this and just being, like, a healthier version of me. So I'm working on it. I'm working on fully forgiving myself, but one day I will.
I see your content and you're just such a present mom, honestly. Like, you're taking them to baseball games, which we're going to get into. You're just, like, fully invested in your kids. And like I said, thank you for opening up your story because I know like it's going to make moms feel like they're not alone in what they're going through. And I think it's such topics that sometimes are not talked about. Like, we talk about postpartum depression, but we don't talk about, like, actually getting it while you're pregnant. Like, your hormones are already going up and down crazy levels,
Right.
you know, and then still having to deal with that with a newborn is not easy, I'm sure, you know, like, so I just want you to know, like, from what I see, I think you're a great mom. You're a present mom. So let's talk about how you got into the influencer world.
Yeah.
I think I was seeing this TikTok and it was actually saying about how this other influencer, she's on TikTok, she's big on the mom talk type of stuff, and she gets a lot of shame for it. And she was like, the people who are criticizing me the most are other moms. Like, mommy shamers are real.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about that because I know sometimes, like, especially in today's, like, day and age, like, you're like, oh, I want to be an influencer, and sometimes people just judge you right off the bat.
Yeah.
When it's like, it's a full-time career.
It really is.
And it can be life-changing. Like, how many people do we know who took it seriously creating content and now they got their family out of debt, you know, like, have the house of their dreams, can provide for their family. So tell me what seed was planted first of you wanting to be an influencer?
Yeah. Again, so it kind of started during COVID, and it was when, like, TikTok was, like, barely, like, taking off.
Yeah.
So I kind of started seeing, like, these other moms, like, just, like, record themselves, like, little silly things, like her, like, packing lunch and then them going to the park. And I was like, okay, like, that's easy. And I've always had, like, a creative eye. I'm always, like, and I can literally, all my friends vouch, they already know. Like, I was always that friend, like, don't touch your drinks, don't touch your food until I take the picture.
Hold on, I'm getting the pic. I'll tag everyone and you guys can just reshare it.
Everybody knows, like, that was me. Like, I've always been, like, into, like, that creative part of, like, Instagram or, you know, what even
photography,
content. Everything, content. And honestly, like, if you guys want to go way back, I was actually, my MySpace was lit back then. Like,
it was on and popping.
Like, I don't even know, I was, like, I don't even know how I got into, like, the whole coding stuff, but all my pictures had, like, songs on them. Like,
oh, no
way,
I just
knew. It's been in my blood. I'm just kidding. But,
you were meant for this.
Yeah, no, seriously. But, I think I just got influenced by other moms. Like, I really did. And I never really saw them as, like, competition. Like, I was kind of like, oh my God, like, good for you. Like, it's working for you. Like, I'm gonna start doing things like that, which is crazy because, like, nobody would have known I was going through a depression through that time. Like, if you look at my videos, like, it's always my kids and I was just making it work. But I was really just influenced by other people that were, like, you know, doing it. And a lot of people, like, that want to start influencing, they ask, like, oh, like, how did you, like, not care? And I'm like, it's weird because I just never cared. Like, I never had, I mean, thankfully, like, I never really cared what anybody thought about me. Like, I was like, cool. Like, whether you watch it or you don't, like it's fine. And maybe like you can relate as far as like the podcast wise, but like for me, I feel like if I can influence like one person, if I can make one person smile and maybe like another, mom, whatever, driving home from work and we can make her laugh.
That is the point of all this.
Yeah,
like if you're doing it there's wrong reasons to do this. But if you're doing it to make someone's day, to teach something, to just like make someone feel more welcome or comfortable in their own skin or just like, whatever, resonate with you. That's the point of it. And I think sometimes we lose sight of it.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the content that you share, because you were saying that your dad is going viral over here.
Yeah, it's funny. I have like a few viral ones, and actually like I think like my cooking ones have been like the more like million ones where which this is so bad because I haven't even done a cooking video in a long time, but that just tells you I'm a busy woman now. But when I post my dad, I don't know if it is because people just have like that like, oh, like the
people
grandpa.
Love dads.
Yeah, I don't know, but a lot of my videos about him go viral, which is so funny because he's always like, how much did they pay you? Like, what's my cut? Like, it's so funny. Like, everybody, he's so funny.
He's like, I'm not doing this for free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously. And then, or we'll catch him. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Dad, you're going viral again. And like, my sister will send me a picture of my dad just rewatching his video. Like,
I was going to say, so he probably loves it.
Oh, he does.
Does your dad have a TikTok?
He does. But he doesn't post anything. He's just like there to like scroll,
Yeah.
But like they always catch him looking at his video. It's so funny. But I don't really get like a lot of like hate, but there's this one post about him that I got some trolls, and like I normally don't, but on that one it was just basically I recorded my dad. I said like actually I sent him a picture and I said, hey Dad, if you're bored, come help me unload groceries. And like I took a picture of like my Sam's Club run, and it was like a bunch of waters, like it was like a month like worth of groceries, right? So I jokingly told him that, and I'm literally pulling up to my house, and like he pulls up, and I'm like, oh my God. And honestly, it made me kind of emotional because I'm like, oh my God, like he's really came to help me, either come and help me or try to see what snacks I bought so he could eat. But I was like, whatever, he's there.
You're the oldest, right?
I am the oldest.
How does that feel? Because I feel like as the oldest, I'm the oldest too.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to like ask for help.
Yeah.
Because we're like, okay, now it's our turn to help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think also in those moments, I don't know. I remember like a few months ago, I haven't been with my parents to the movie theaters, and that was like our thing when we were kids. So we went to go see Wicked actually. So a few months ago actually.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like the four of us. I have a sister, and it was my mom and dad, and then my sister and myself. And the movie ended, and we were walking down the stairs, and he goes, oh, your shoelace is untied. And he goes down to like tie it. And I took a picture, and I came back home, and I told Adrian, I was like, I like literally want to cry because it's like those moments where you kind of feel a little girl in you still,
for sure.
For sure. I don't know if that like, it's just like nostalgic.
For sure. And I think too, it probably means so much to them too. Like I feel like my dad likes to feel needed still. And I think maybe because we're the oldest and like we don't ask for much help anymore. Like, so I think whenever they could help us, like they'll do it because they feel needed, and maybe that's their way of like showing us love. Like I don't know, but I get it. I get really emotional too. Are you ready
for that? Because I talk about this all the time. Like the day I have kids and they start growing up, I think I'm gonna like lose my shit.
Yeah, same. I jokingly tell my kids all the time, like you guys can't date until you're married, and they're like, what? Like that doesn't even make sense. I'm not ready for it, but I think so. Me and my husband been together since high school. So
really?
we've been together.
So you guys met at the same high school we went to?
So we didn't go to the same school. We met at a family party here, but we've been together for it'll be 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Long time. Yeah.
High school sweethearts.
Yeah, for sure. But with that, it's like scary because, and it's like, I have no regrets. Love my kids, love my life. But like, I think our life would have been different had we like didn't like the college experience, if we weren't so committed to somebody at such a young age. So like we tell our kids like, hey, that's fine. If you find love, like that's okay. Like, but also like go explore the world. And it doesn't mean like with other people, it's just like, make sure you guys travel, like go to school, like do things, like don't like grow up too quick,
Yeah.
you know? And now like those words replay in my head. My dad kept telling me, you want to grow up too quick. You want to grow up too quick. And like, it's kind of how they say, like, when you become a parent, like then things will realize, like you're going to realize everything your parents told you, you're going to start telling your kids that.
That's what my dad literally tells me all the time. And even in my birthday cards, he's like, one day you'll realize because like my dad and I sometimes butt heads, but I mean, I guess that's true. Like, so you guys got married at what age?
So we did everything backwards. We obviously dated in high school. We bought a house when I was 21. Then we had kids. Then we got married. So everything was backwards. Yeah. But it was cool. Our kids were part of our wedding. So we got married in 2013. I mean, no, I'm sorry. 2018. My son, the youngest one was 2. So we didn't, like, we got married way later. But we just did everything like backwards.
I'm curious. Are you ever like ready to, one, get married, and 2, are you ever ready to like be a mom, do you think?
Everybody kind of makes fun of us for this part, but okay. So we bought a house. He's actually almost 2 years younger than me. So I was 21, he was 19. So we kind of felt like successful at the time. We're like, dang, like we're homeowners. Like I'm 21, you're like 19. And I remember like a couple of our friends already had kids. So I remember like literally this is how it happened. We were literally watching a movie, and then I was kind of like, so do you think like we should have kids now? Like now that we have a house? And he was kind of like, I mean, yeah, like I guess like what's next, you know? And that's pretty much how we family planned. There was no plan. We're like, okay, like we have a house, like why not?
Let's just do it. Why not?
Let's just do it. But you know what? Like no regrets. Like it was, like I said, it was a beautiful pregnancy, and you're just never like too prepared. Like you're not going to be prepared for it. Like you can read all the books you want, but trust me, like life will throw a curveball at you. No pun intended, baseball mom here, but
which we're going to talk about in a little bit.
But you're never going to be prepared for it. There's always something different.
Scared?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I've always been kind of, which is weird that I went through like the depression, but I've always been like a confident person. So I feel like I never really like I'm always like I'll figure it out type of person. I don't know, but I was never really like scared. I became scared with my second pregnancy, but that's because I wasn't in my right state of mind. You know, like that wasn't me. But no, I don't think I was really excited to be a mom. I really was. I don't even know. Like I'm telling you, we had no plan, like no family plan. We were just like, all right, like let's do it. We'll figure it out. But everything worked out. Everything worked out the way it should. Like my husband got a law enforcement job. He had graduated from the academy in October, and then we had Jaden in December. So everything just kind of worked out because as soon as like he graduated from the academy, like the benefits rolled in, like all our insurance. Yeah, it was like perfect. I'm like, okay, perfect timing. So it was good. But yeah, no, I wasn't really scared. It's weird. I've never been asked that, but no, I don't think I've ever been scared to be a mom.
You were like called for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So let's get into baseball because you are big. Your Instagram is big on baseball.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, based on what I've seen, you're a Diamondbacks fan.
So plot twist, no. I grew up a Yankee fan.
A Yankee fan? You're from California, girl.
Yes. So my whole family is all Dodger fans, like ill. But I'm just kidding. But everybody's Dodger fans and all my family, like in California. And my grandpa actually, so he would tell me like, tú no le vas a ir a los Dodgers, like Dodgers, you know, like you're not going to go for the Dodgers, like you're going to go for the Yankees. And I was kind of like, why? Like, and I think he was the only one he was able to influence. And I was like, okay, like I guess I'm going for the Yankees. Then fast forward a little bit, I was 8 years old and I saw Derek Jeter for the first time. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's basically daddy. And ever since I saw Derek Jeter, I was like, okay, like I am a Yankee fan. Like, thank you, Grandpa. I am a Yankee fan. So, and actually, fun fact, my youngest son, his name's Jeter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's his middle name, but he goes by Jeter. It's funny because even when they ask, like, if they'll hear us call my son, we're like, Jeter. Like, a lot of people will stop there, like, is his name Jeter? And then they'll be like, yeah, he's named after his dad. And my husband's like, really? Like, he gets so pissed, but I literally joke around, he's named after his dad. But no, like, and now, like, my son's always like, stop saying that. That's so embarrassing because he's getting older.
So is your husband, like, a Yankees fan, too?
So, yeah, I made him a Yankee fan.
Okay.
But the reason we're so big on the D-backs is because my brother works for the Diamondbacks. So he's been with the association for maybe like 6 years, I think. And we have tickets to every game. So naturally, obviously, like my kids play baseball. We grew up playing. We just go to games. Like we're such a big baseball family. So we are at the Diamondback games like all the time. So naturally, we kind of started like growing a relationship with the Diamondbacks. Like we started we followed the whole team. Like I can tell you more stats about them than my Yankees. I'm like, oh my God. But there was even a point.
So if like the Diamondbacks and the Yankees are playing, what shirt are you wearing?
So, I mean, I have a picture. They played here last year, and I was wearing a Diamondbacks hat and a Yankees jersey.
No! I did it. That's like cross-branding.
Yes,
you can't.
I did both. No. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I just have to be like committed to both. I know, it's so funny, but I had to do it because I'm just so torn. But it's just because I think like we're just around like the Diamondbacks all the time now, and even like so my brother has like he has a management job, so like a lot of my kids know a lot of the players. Like they get to actually hang out with the Diamondbacks, so it's pretty cool because
you're like, okay, I guess if they gave us the tickets, then I guess I'll wear
like I guess. But like slowly, I'm like, dang, like the Diamondbacks are just kind of taking over my heart. But I think it's because we're so invested in being there. Yeah.
I have a game. Do you want to play a little game?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Speaking about baseball, okay, so. Let's do bench, trade, or MVP.
Ooh.
Bench, not worth it. Trade, buy, send them away. And then MVP is obviously one of your faves, right? So let's do NBA. So not sure if you're big in the NBA, but bench, trade, MVP. Devin Booker, LeBron James, and then how do you say this? Luka, what's his last name? Doncic?
I don't know how to say his name, but I would definitely trade him. I don't like him.
Okay. Okay. Traded.
Yeah. Is that a bad call? Maybe,
is it?
Maybe I should watch basketball more, but I'm benching him.
Is he good?
Oh, no. Wait. What did I say? Am I trading him?
You said traded. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trading him.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, I forgot. LeBron's on there. No. We're trading LeBron.
Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I forgot about him. So, yeah, we're definitely trading LeBron. Devin Booker's MVP, hands down for me.
Okay. Are you a big Suns fan?
No, but
are you a Lakers fan, girl?
I actually grew up a Clippers fan.
Clippers? Yeah. Everything but California.
Yeah. Well, they are from LA, but yeah.
Oh,
Clippers.
Yeah.
So I grew up a Clippers fan. But, I mean, I am a big Devin Booker fan. So
okay.
He's...
D-Book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's definitely a cutie.
Speaking about Phoenix, so Phoenix Legends. Diana Taurasi, Larry Fitzgerald, or Charles Barkley?
Ooh. I think I'd MVP Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay.
I'd probably bench...
Diana?
I don't know. Okay, no, I had to be a girl's girl. So, but I guess, because I don't want to trade her. Yeah, I'll probably just have to bench her. She'll still be on the team, but I'm not benching her. Sorry, girl. I'm not trading you, though.
You're still on the team.
Yeah, you're still on the team, just not playing that game.
And then trading Charles?
Yes.
Okay. So, bench trade MVP. This is like a celebrity sports influencer, right?
Gosh. Okay.
So, Travis Kelce, David Beckham, or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Ooh. I think I'm going to MVP. Wait, did you say Cristiano?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
MVP him?
Yes.
The GOAT.
MVP and looks, athleticism. Is that how you say it?
You think Ronaldo is like more attractive than Beckham?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
okay.
Him. People should vote. That's a good one.
People should vote. Leave it down in the comments. David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm more of a Beckham girl.
Really?
Yes. If I had them both, I'd choose Beckham. Yes.
Yeah, and see, for me, I think, I think Cristiano. Sorry.
Okay. So that's the MVP. Who are you trading? Who are you benching?
Wait, what was the other option? It was
Kelce, Travis Kelce, and then David Beckham.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to trade Travis Kelce.
And then sports event bucket list. What's on your bucket list for sports events? A Super Bowl, a World Cup, a World Series.
So I've been to the World Series. That was cool. But I think I want to go. I don't even like really understand the sport much. It's so crazy. I mean, I do, but not really. But I would really want to go to World Cup.
Oh, that's going to be
here
next year.
Next year, 2026. Well, I don't know if it's here, but like there's some
in the U.S. and Canada and Mexico.
Yes. My friends went to when it was like in Brazil, I think, and it just looked like the best time. So
it does.
I want to be in the atmosphere.
They party.
Yeah. So I don't know like the logistics of the sport, but I'm just there for the vibes. I would definitely want to go to a World Cup.
I mean, I think that's what every girl at like any stadium, we're just there for the food, the vibes, the Insta pic,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
But so your babies now, they play baseball?
Yes.
How is like being a baseball mom?
It's a dream. It's like something I always dreamed about. And actually, my oldest didn't want to play baseball. He started with soccer. Speaking of that, I don't know much of the sport. And then he one day was like, I want to play baseball. And of course, I went full baseball mom mode with all the merch and got him all the cool stuff. So I'm living my best life right now. It's like the life I manifested that I'm like, okay, baseball life. My youngest also plays baseball, but he's really into basketball right now, which I'm all for it. I let them play whatever they want. Obviously, if my kids one day are like, you know what, baseball's not for me, deep down I will be heartbroken. But at the end of the day, like, it's what they want to do, and I'm just there to support them.
So what are you manifesting? We like to manifest on the podcast. So what would you like to have happen in the next 5 years, let's say?
Okay, so I think something probably career-wise. I'm really into like obviously like a podcast type, or like I've done a lot of like I partnered a lot with the Diamondbacks, like to do like giveaways or like just do like reviews. They've invited me for like media days where like they exclusive, like every season they'll like give me like a first look of like what they're gonna give out for the season. So I would love to be like involved in that area. I think I don't know how, because I don't have like the college background for it, but I would love to be like, I just like to talk.
And influencer marketing.
Like definitely influencer marketing. I think that's exactly what it is. Like maybe just see where this takes me, and like just keep going, and obviously building relationships. It's all about connections. It really is.
It really is.
It really is about like connections, and you have to surround yourself with people who are gonna present your name in a room where you're not.
Facts.
Like literally. And I think that I'm blessed that I've had certain opportunities come to me because other people have mentioned my name in a room. So I think like that's very important. And like, if you're like seeing this right now, like pay attention to your surroundings, and like, you know, are they gonna say your name in a room full of opportunities?
And I think also it goes to like, I was actually just telling this to my cousin yesterday. I was like, you become who you surround yourself with. So like, surround yourself with people who are positive, who are uplifting, who are, you know, going to cheer you on and support you, and also give you like the real deal when you need to hear it as well. You know what I mean? It's not all like, oh yeah, everything's great. Like also keep it real with me, you know, because that's like, it's so crucial to have the right people in your circle.
100%.
It is. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Course. Thank you. I'm like, that was a lot in a short amount of time, but I love it.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the podcast. Where can people find you?
At the Momventures. Pretty much Instagram's like where I'm most active. TikTok's like my funny
content?
Yeah, kind of funny layer. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast, and thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you back next week on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.